again, we're back with the Sunbird doing the floor, and I've got the wood spacers in there. I have two more to put in on top of the fuel tank to make those level, to give additional bracing when the floor goes on top. But we're going to start off with kind of mapping out the floor pieces that go in here. I have technically two, and it's eventually going to be three pieces. I'm going to have a section that comes from the back. And then the front section is going to be cut into two pieces, like I was talking about before. These two front pads over here angled down, and the other thing, I'm going to have to make a strip that goes in here to kind of take care of that angle a little bit better. We'll get into that obviously later when I'm doing an end, but we're going to mark out all the pieces, and then we're going to get some pieces of wood and kind of get the shape of the flooring pieces to go in here, and we'll get some wood and cut them hopefully tomorrow. Well, anyway, let's get into it now. Okay, I got my marks lined out and where the panels are going to stop, and I've got a bunch of wood pieces in here to kind of glue together to get a outside perimeter edge, so I can cut the wood and make that a whole lot easier to fit in here. Okay, I got kind of a template made with these pieces of wood, so I can just take these and I can just put them over a piece of plywood, draw out my edges, and that'll take care of a lot of the fitment. I do expect probably some little things up around into here where it kind of transitions into some different shapes and elevations and stuff, but nice easy way to get a template with some scrap wood, glue gun, and it works pretty fast. So that's going to be it for today, and I'm going to get some wood and hopefully be back on this tomorrow. Anyway, so next step is get some wood and start cutting out the floor and getting it fitted in here, and hopefully that'll be tomorrow. Okay, well, it's the next day. I was able to get the wood and I got it all cut out, and I took those templates and just put them on top of some plywood, traced around it and cut it out. And man, I gotta say that it fit the first time and didn't have to do any, modifications, cutting anymore, and it fits nice. So I'm really glad I saw that trick from Andy on Boatworks today, where he does that, fitting panels up. So the next we're going to go from here is I'm going to laminate all of the wood in resin in some chop strand, and then pretty much fit it in here. I do have a problem. I did go with the third piece in here to kind of go with the transition of the curve between the front and the back. And unfortunately here, when I step on this, it just gives a little bit, and it's a little bit more than I want, whereas I stand over here and I don't have any problems, on the front, it doesn't. But this one right here, it just gives a little bit more. And I think I'm gonna have to do some bracing underneath and to kind of firm that up a little bit, because that's not gonna work. And along the edges on the front, I knew that I'm gonna have to put a lot of fiberglass in there to kind of grit that, to smooth all of that out. And of course along the edges, I'm going to put some thickened resin to kind of fill that gap between the side of the boat and then the floor, and that'll give me a nice radius to put the tabs of fiberglass to when I glass the floor in. But everything came out nice. The hole for the ski locker lined up perfectly. The port now, or the hatch for the fuel tank, came out nice, and couldn't be any happier with the fitment on this. Anyway, that's all for this time, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.